Thank you for joining today's SeniorLivingGuide.com podcast. I am your host, Arlene Mahoney, with SeniorLivingGuide.com. Please visit our SeniorLivingGuide.com page because we are your one-stop resource helping to take the stress out of your search for your next home, whether you need active and independent living or even assisted skilled memory care, or even looking to just age in place, looking for great home health care and caregiving solutions. All these options are available in one easy to navigate website. How easy is that, right? So I would like to really welcome our guests today that we have in the podcast studio. We have Dr. Pam Tronetti and Janet Rooks. Dr. Tronetti is an osteopathic physician who specializes in geriatrics, and Janet Rooks is a social worker and a dementia care specialist. They work together at the Parrish Senior Consultation Center, where they focus on the care of patients with dementia. Dr. Tronetti is the Director of Aging Services at Parrish, and Janet Rooks coordinates Parrish Senior Solutions, which provides education, resources, and support for seniors and their caregivers. And today we are going to talk about how to not get scammed. And I would like to first start out by acknowledging the beautiful Dr. Tronetti. She recently received an amazing honor. You were named a Master of the National Institute of Geriatrics. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, and it was a wonderful big honor, and there's only one little tiny problem.
Do tell.
There is no National Institute of Geriatrics.
Oh, no.
They wanted me to buy a $600 plaque.
Oh, wow.
It was a scam. So it can happen to anybody.
Wow.
And that's what we want to talk about today, to protect you from things that sound so nice.
Yes.
And are so bad.
They are so bad. They're out there.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
they're out
are.
there. They're out there on every single level. So no one's really immune for scams, right? Especially seniors.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So according to data in 2020, seniors have lost money to scams at 4 times the rate of 20 and 30-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So on an average between $500 and $1,700. Wow, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Yeah. So why are seniors more at risk?
Well, seniors are polite. You know,
Yeah.
they don't want to say no. And when someone calls, they're scared. You know, well, yeah, let me do that. If it's something involving a family member, they want to rescue them. But they're scam. I mean, they are victims to the scams. They want that product, but they're very polite. They're going to say yes.
Well, they answer the phone.
Yeah.
The rest of us screen our calls, or we just look and say, no, I don't recognize that number. Mm-hmm. But especially when you have early dementia or mild cognitive impairment, these folks are at higher risk for scams. And some of it from the research has to do with difficulty actually identifying somebody who's untrustworthy.
Right. Yeah.
And they're really quick to give their Social Security number out because they know that number. It's deep there. They learned it a long, long time ago. And the scammers will look for that number. And they want that number because that can link them into a lot of resources.
Right. And they probably have more landlines.
Yes.
Which are more accessible than a cell phone. Cell phone information. So tell me a couple of different types of scams.
Well, there's the internet scam. You know, and we can all be victims of that. You know, you've got a virus there, so they're going to click on it. There's also the phone scams, and we mentioned that with the landlines. But our cell phones, you know, it's interesting when your cell phone rings and it's your phone number, or your cell phone rings and it's a number that's local, and you think, oh well, it's a family member, I'm going to answer it. You know, we don't answer our phones unless I don't answer my phone unless I know who it is.
Right.
But our seniors do, and other folks do as well.
Right.
And you know, unless if they're going to need to talk to me, they're going to leave a voicemail. There's also real life victims. Those scammers that come out, they're going to knock on your door. Oh, I want to trim your trees. I want to sell you something. And our seniors are raised, as I mentioned already, not to say no. We're going to be polite. They're going to invite them in, and they're going to do that. The garage door's up. They're going to see what's in there, and it's really sad.
Yeah, and so kind of separating these out, looking at a real life scam. Part of that, I think, just from like a senior perspective, they enjoy talking with people.
Absolutely.
So they're a little bit more social because they're not working anymore. They don't have family. Sometimes not right by, or they don't get to visit with family as much as they did, when they had kids at home and that type of stuff. So when people do come to the door and they're friendly, they're chatting it up, they enjoy that interaction, so they're more likely. Do you think that that's...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, again, to have that conversation, and maybe it's a clerk at a store, maybe it's a waitress at the coffee shop, and the conversation gets more personal, and then it's, oh, my kids, they need something for Christmas. I can't afford it. And the senior who's been raised to be charitable and giving and maybe has seen hard times said, well, let me help you out. Or it's somebody from the church who shows up with a cake and has a sob story. There's a lot of folks out there, and it's nice people get scammed because they can't imagine doing this to somebody else. So they can't imagine that anybody would do that to them.
Right.
They also build up relationships, those trusting relationships, to where that the senior may get scammed by someone, and then they hide it. They hide it from their family because they're embarrassed, but they're lonely. They're lonely. So when someone tells these stories of, my electricity's going to be turned off, I need to, I can't go to college because I don't have the funds, my car broke down. They've got some really good stories, and they're lonely. So they have a friend that has entrusted that's going to be there for them. But they've also have several other friends that they're doing this to.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're lonesome.
So I think, honestly, if you have a senior that's your loved one and they're telling you about a restaurant that they're maybe going to every day, because we know seniors are creatures of habits a lot of times, and they've really made good friends with a specific waitress or something like that, and they know a lot of personal things about this waitress, that might be something you want to maybe dig a little bit deeper into.
You do, and you have to do it right, so the senior accepts this. We worry about like identity theft. Most identity theft is done by people who know you.
Right.
They've come to your house, they've picked up your mail, they've looked at your credit card.
Yeah. And even a caregiver.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's something you really need
and
to
that's
look into.
the senior may give the credit card to their caregiver to go down and pick up something, pick up groceries, pick up something at the store. And it's like, well, just, and then all of a sudden those numbers get written down somewhere, or just keep it. You need to go to the store tomorrow. And so someone needs to keep their eyes on that statement, keep their eyes on. The banks are really good about unnecessary or frequent purchases, but that's just one set of eyes. Family members also need to keep an eye on that.
Right.
Yeah, and that's sometimes really hard because folks often, especially with early dementia, may have a little paranoia, and they don't want their family to know their business. So the person they should trust, they haven't invited in, and the person that you shouldn't trust has access.
Yeah. And sometimes on families that's hard too, because you have, as a child, you've always respected your parents in their financial decisions. Like I was always taught not to go through my mother's purse. I didn't ever ask how much my father made. You always respected that because of your parents. At least that's how I was raised. So it is really hard to say, show me your checkbook, show me, because you want to help, but you don't want to really accept that your parent may need that, and you don't want to disrespect them. But at some point, unfortunately, especially when there's, a cognitive decline, you have to cross that line. And sometimes it's really hard for children to do that.
It is.
But you have to do it.
Yeah, that role reversal. It comes eventually. But
yeah.
Well, and there's also times when there's not that cognitive decline. It's just that someone will take advantage of that person just because they called and, they bought a new roof. They purchased something that they saw on TV, and it was several $1,000s, and all of a sudden the money's not there to pay the bills, and they're hiding all that from the family. And all of a sudden, they're having to borrow money, or they're doing without because, or the electricity's being turned off, the water's being turned off, and they're ashamed of it.
Yeah.
And the family's out of town, they come in, and all of a sudden, why is there no water here? Why is this happening? And just because it's not my fault, it's the electricity, it's the power company's fault, it's this, that, and the other, and they don't want anybody to know. And it's not a matter of any memory decline; it's a matter of being embarrassed.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. So, phone scams, which we've heard about those, and we've seen people that have gotten them, and they've taped them or videoed them, and they've shared them online at different places like that. So give me a few examples of phone scams that are dangerous.
Well, I received a phone call from someone, this was last year, saying that there was a warrant for my arrest. And I needed to turn myself in to the local police department, that there was a warrant for my arrest. Well, ironically, I was meeting the public officer with the Titusville Police Department at that time because we were doing a community event. So I walked up to her and held my wrist out, and I said, "Here I am." And she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm turning myself in."
Yeah.
And I had it on tape. I shared it with her, and they put it on their Facebook.
Wow.
So the police department's not going to call you and tell you there's a warrant for your arrest. They're going to come to your house. IRS is not going to call you and tell you that you owe them money. There's those type of scams that these public, they're not going to. The courthouse is not going to call you and tell you missed your summons for jury duty. So, but people will send checks. They will give them debit cards with numbers, thousands of dollars, because people will call and say you owe us thousands of dollars because you missed the warrant for a summons for jury duty. Those are sums that are out there, and I have had seniors that have gone to local grocery stores and sat in the parking lot and given them debit card numbers that they have bought those. And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times, like phone, text, internet, they kind of overlap. Some are the scary calls, the imposter scams. This is the bank. There's been a breach. This is the government. This is the DEA, and you're in trouble now. Then there's the emergency. The pastor texts you and says, one of our parishioners are in trouble. Can you please help us out? The old grandparent scam. This is your grandson. I've
heard of that one. Yeah. That's scary.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the thing is people get to know about you and your family because of everything you post on the internet.
Social media. Yeah, absolutely. So, word to the wise, don't give anyone that you do not personally know your social security number, your credit card number, your bank card number, your check number, and don't meet people in parking lots.
No.
That's a really bad idea.
Well, and also, some of our seniors are paranoid, but we need to be paranoid too. Not to the point that we can't function, but be aware. Just be aware of the folks that are out there. That's what they do for a living. I mean, the three of us get up every morning, we get ready for work, and we go to work. We work. They get up every morning or every evening or whatever, and their objective is to see what they can get from somebody, and it's all illegal.
Yeah. And another thing that's very common are what we call spoofing, that you get a request, say, for a charity, but instead of St. Jude's Children's Hospital, it's St. Judy's. Or instead of Shriners, it's Shiners. And you think you're giving to a legitimate, good charity, and instead you're sending it to heaven knows where.
Right. I did not even think about that.
Yeah, and the same with, it's not First National Bank, it's First Nation Bank. So you think it's your bank. You think it's your internet provider.
Right. And things like with banks and things like that, and a bank calls you and it seems legitimate, people panic, I think. And so you're literally in like a panic mode. So you're really not thinking clearly, and you think you've got to do something about it quickly. And stop, breathe for a few minutes, and say, you know what, give me a phone number where I can call you back and get the information from, if it's something regarding your grandchild, your family member, or your bank, call your bank and say, hey, listen, I know I received this one time. I received this cashier's check for like $5,000 that said deposit out of nowhere. And it came like Federal Express. I mean, it was fancy schmancy. Deposit this. very legitimate looking cashier's check. Deposit this, and then just, I can't even remember what the scam was. And then you'll get more back or something like that. And I'm like, I used to be in banking for a long time, and I'm like, this is a scam if I've ever seen one. And I'm looking at this check. It looks pretty darn legitimate. I call the bank that it's drawn on, and she said, oh, no, that is not legitimate. These are forged checks. And so basically, I don't remember how the scam was going to work, but I was like, this is insane. Yeah. So it was I had to like text them or something. I can't remember what the deal was, but it was bananas. But it was so easy for anyone to fall for because it looked like a legitimate check.
See, and that the key is they heighten your emotions.
Yeah.
So, oh, look at this. Things are a little tough. I can put this in and pay for my grandson's college.
Yeah.
A happy excitement.
Yeah.
Or the fear.
Yeah.
You don't make good decisions
Right.
when you're stressed out.
Yeah, and it came legitimate federal.
Yeah.
They paid
Yeah.
for Federal Express.
Yeah.
So they put a lot of stock in the fact that I was going to buy what they were selling. So yeah, they made a bad mistake. But yeah, it was crazy. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, but they had done this all over the place. So I have no idea. Crazy stuff.
Wow.
So let's talk a little bit about the internet, which is just,
It's the Wild West
it's
out
the
there.
Wild West. Yes, absolutely.
And again, it's all over the world. There are people sending messages from all kinds of countries. Again, they're trying to amass your information. I always say that if the product is free, then you're the product. So if they offer you something for free, they want your personal information and your numbers. You know, that's one of the big internet scams. There's also like virus protection. Click here if you want your computer protected from a virus. Well, you click there and all of a sudden you have a virus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Long-term warranties
Yes.
are another thing. You know, here we'll give you a warranty on your washer, your dryer, your fridge, and you live in an apartment. You don't need a warranty on this stuff. It doesn't belong to you, but people sign up for it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So I did want to go back, if you don't mind, because I did want to talk about this, and I did forget in our when we were talking about scams, and this is very general. Well, maybe we'll talk about this in a few minutes. We'll talk about this after the break. But all right, keep going on the internet. Sorry, I apologize.
Well, and one of the big ones are romance scams.
Oh yeah, that
Really?
yes.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
we've seen a lot of seniors that are lonely,
Yeah.
and so you know there'll be someone that'll send them a picture. Well, it's not a picture of them; it's a picture that they've snapshot from somebody else's either Facebook or somewhere they found, and you know, I can't come see you. I've been arrested. My passport's been lost, or whatever. The romance scams are awful.
People lose. They're
Yeah,
catfishing. People lose more. Seniors lose more in their 60s and 70s to a romance scam than anything else. And the person who seems to be exactly like you. If you like horses, they like horses. If you like Italian food, they like Italian food, because they know who you are, because they've looked at your Facebook page.
Right.
Or you've signed up for a dating site. But they always have this exciting, well-paying job that keeps them out of the country or unavailable. And yet they make $1 million a year, but they can't get the camera fixed on their laptop.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can never see them.
Right.
Or they're somewhere that they don't have the access to use FaceTime. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
it's unreal.
Yeah. And, you know, I've heard anyone honestly can fall for that. So it's seniors should not feel bad if they do get involved in that, because it is something that 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, anyone can really fall for that, because it is a matter of the heart.
Oh,
It is.
absolutely.
And it's so hard because you do fall for someone based on what you think and feel with a personality and a connection that you think you're feeling with someone, and then you're realizing it's not that person. It's got to be devastating.
We all want to be loved. We
Yeah.
all want to be cared about. We all want to feel needed, and that's their mantra. That's
Right.
what they want to do. That's their hook in you, is to make you feel good about yourself and to make you feel needed.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the ones that I know that, you know, can be really hard on seniors as far as on the internet side are like tech support, because seniors
That's it.
sometimes can be a little bit not quite tech savvy. Now, as you know, some of the baby boomers are getting into the scene. They grew up tech because they were doing a lot of computer support jobs, that type of thing. So they may not have some of these issues, but tech support is something that we all kind of need. So how do some of those scams?
Well, I had heard the other day, I had to take my laptop in and have it repaired. I mean, it's 100 years old, but it still works.
Right.
And updated. And the lady that was working on it told me that there's, they changed the name of the tech support by 1 or 2 letters, just like she was talking about with the other stuff. And instead of calling for one tech support, they're calling for another, and then they get into your computer. They get into, and they know who your bankers are. They know, who your bank is, because let's face it, a lot of people are doing online banking. So they get in there and they find out what you've got, and they can clean out your bank account. They can clean out all of that information. So your tech support is not necessary. You're not signing up for that tech support, your virus support, this sort of thing. You're signing up for somebody. You're just turning your computer over to someone that is just going to take advantage of it.
Again, when I need tech support, I reach out to them. They don't contact me and say, do you need anything?
Right.
Can I help you with anything?
Right.
No. So somebody reaching out to you to offer to clean up your computer, do this or that, is not who you think they are.
Right. So how can you avoid some of these internet scams, do you think?
I think take a deep breath, take your time, and call back, or contact whoever your provider is, your bank, and just do the double check.
Yeah, and when you get a pop-up, don't click on it.
No.
Correct.
And you may need to...
I've done.
I have too.
Because you panic and you go, oh my gosh, because it looks like it's a virus, or you have to do... Yeah, have learned from that mistake, but yeah.
And don't accept emails from everybody that sends you one.
Especially with attachments.
And also, you might need to utilize your children, your grandchildren, and don't think you need to know everything about your computer. Reach out for help from other folks.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it really is. You don't have to know everything about it.
Yeah. And I really, really encourage, my son has really taught me this, Mom, your passwords, because sometimes I have him do things for me. He's like, this password, anybody can figure out this password. And he he's in computer software, and he's like, this password's terrible. It's super hackable. And so he's got me doing passwords that I'm like going, I gotta write this down, because it's hard. You need to have a difficult password. Do not use your dog's name. Do not use your children's name. Do not use your spouse's name. And you do need to have a little bit more of a difficult password than what you may have. So I definitely encourage that as well, in order to have safety on your computer.
Exactly. Really. And I know they've said, oh, well, don't write down your password. Well, the chance of somebody breaking into your house and getting into a locked drawer to get your password list is pretty low.
Yeah.
But the chance of you doing 1, 2, 3, 4 as your password and them guessing it is pretty high.
Yeah. And I will tell you, I had the hardest time when I was trying to access my dad's information when he wasn't able to remember them. It was hellacious because he did not write his passwords down, or at least I could not find them. And I had the hardest time getting the help that I needed for him because I did not have password, and I actually was never able to access his email.
Oh my!
So it was but even to cancel certain things, they were like, "What's his password?" I don't know what his password is for his XYZ account for the house. Those types of things. They actually had me try to guess his favorite artist. His favorite music artist, and I was literally crying on the phone because I kept guessing it, and they knew that my story, and I had power of attorney, complete power of attorney. This is not even a joke, and I'm guessing and guessing and guessing, and finally I said, I don't know. I mean, he's 70 years old, and I finally said, ABBA, and they said, winner, you're done. I'll let you in. And I'm like going, oh my gracious. But I'm like, the Beatles, Elvis. But I'm thinking, we listened to ABBA the whole time I was growing up. But my dad was very diverse in music. But he played ABBA all the time on Sundays. So I'm like, the man loved himself some ABBA.
Yeah.
So
well, I couldn't remember my password at one company, and they said, who's your favorite actor? Well, I told them. and the person on the phone cracked up because they had no idea who it was. I said, from years ago, yes, okay, but it was really funny because she had no idea. She was younger, a whole lot younger, and it was just really. I said, look her up, look him up, just look at you too. Yeah. Maybe not now, but years ago, yes.
Yeah. Oh my gracious.
It was funny.
So
but
funny.
there's also, the scams of. You trust your family. You trust your family that they're going to take care of you. But don't leave things out that might be tempting, this sort of thing. So, family members can take advantage of you too. And I just need to say that because they will.
Yeah. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
So, going back to our previous podcast, having all of your documents, I think, is very important as well. That's helpful in avoiding some of those things, making sure your power of attorney is set up and, who can access your accounts, and making sure that if you have a checking account and you want to have someone else on it, it's very specific on who you assign for that. So, Justin, I think we're going to go to break here, and we'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll talk about some more scams that seniors can avoid.
Parrish Healthcare, we believe in our community. We believe in keeping our community safe. We believe in the art of healing. We believe in healing patients, healing families, healing communities. We believe in the best and brightest working together for the common good. At Parrish Healthcare, our team focuses on you as an individual because every life is a work of art to us. Parrish Healthcare, where the art of healing comes to life. Visit parrishhealthcare.com/healthaware for a free health risk assessment.
Hey, Mom, how's the retirement home search coming?
Oh my gosh, I'm just so stressed out. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, why are you so stressed? What's the matter?
I don't know where to find anything. I just need everything in like one place and know what all the options are.
Does the idea of searching for senior housing seem overwhelming and you just aren't sure where to even begin? SeniorLivingGuide.com has great news for you. We offer a one-stop solution to take the stress out of your senior housing search. At SeniorLivingGuide.com, both our statewide Florida edition book and website are created to make your senior housing search very easy for you to navigate. We provide details on communities, including retirement, assisted living, skilled nursing, memory care, and home health, allowing you to decide which best fits your needs and then connecting you directly with those communities. Visit us online at SeniorLivingGuide.com and start your search today and start de-stressing.
At Parrish Healthcare, we believe every life is poetry in motion, motivated by strength and determination. As your bone, muscle, and joint healthcare partners, we believe in blending the art of healing with the science of medicine to keep your body in motion. We believe in healing patients, healing families, and healing communities. For a free orthopedic health assessment, visit parrishhealthcare.com/orthoaware. Parrish Healthcare, where the art of healing comes to life.
Welcome back. So let's chat and finish our discussion about scamming or being scammed, not scamming specifically. I did want to talk a little bit and just kind of throw this out here. When I, after my dad had been diagnosed with dementia and I started going through all of his financials and kind of going through that, I discovered where for about a year he was paying and I'm going to use this term in quotation marks, a law firm $500 a month, and he'd been paying that law firm for a year.
Oh my!
And I said to him, and I mean he was cognitive, but he was definitely having some issues. I said, Dad, what is this for? And he said, I don't know, but they told me that if I did not pay them, that they were going to turn me in, that I was in trouble. So I just keep sending them money. And I had seen where every month he was sending them a check and they were invoicing him. Well, I clearly stopped. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I don't know what this is for. There's no explanation. I've never heard of these people. And they were in Tennessee. We live in Florida. I don't even know who these people are. So I stopped paying them, and then they sent him a late notice. I was so entrenched in getting everything done, I didn't even reach back out. They sent him a late notice, pay now, collection type notice. So I called them. There was no answer. I think I sent in the invoice, I don't know what this is for. This is a scam, blah, 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 and never heard from them again. No invoice, no collection, no anything. They just disappeared. I could not find their information online. It was a scam.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
And you didn't have the energy to notify the district attorney or somebody to follow up.
No,
I mean, you're in the middle of it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, at that point in time, I was in the middle of taking care of my dad, taking care of his finances. We were doing not Medicaid, but we were getting all of his military stuff ready in order to get that. I mean, it was literally every day was spent doing that. And that was at the bottom of it. And then I'd spend an hour and a half just trying to get cable disconnected or credit given back for his guessing, what band was his favorite or his favorite artist. So it literally was, it was just all time consuming. And we're done with it. I'm just getting it off my plate. And then my mom had passed away a year before, and he was paying bills that were underneath her name that were supposed to have been closed out. I don't even know what that was about. So, just getting all this stuff straightened out. I was just, it's done. It's over. Moving on.
He was blessed to have you.
So
really blessed to have you.
Well, I would, in retrospect, we won't talk about the guilt thing again, but I wish that I had been more of a proactive, but I didn't want to take away his independence and get in his business, but probably should have done it sooner, but yeah. So let's talk a little bit about one thing that is important to seniors: medical equipment. So that can actually be a scam as well, which is very scary.
It is, and the senior gets something on their phone, on their internet, or they see an ad on TV. Do you have back pain? Do you think a back support would help you? Just call us, and we'll send the order to your doctor, and they'll sign the prescription for it, and we'll send it to you free of charge. Your insurance
sounds
will pay for it.
amazing.
Isn't that wonderful?
I want to sign up.
Exactly.
You don't have Medicare.
The trouble is, so we'll get these requests, and what the senior doesn't realize is that, again, your insurance wants medical necessity. They want x-rays, medical records. What did we do other than give you this back brace? So it's not just doctor's going to write a prescription for it. And we will actually get a letter from the medical supply company, and I'll use that term loosely, that says we want this person's medical records to justify to Medicare. Well, now you've just given your medical records, all your insurance information, your social security number, your address, your phone number has gone to this place. Now, they may or may not send you that back brace, and it may or may not be something that you could pick up for $19.95 at the local drugstore. Meanwhile, they've billed Medicare $160 for it.
Oh my gracious.
And also, they're really, the ones we've seen, they're really flimsy, and it's ridiculous. It really is just ridiculous.
So if you think you need a piece of medical equipment, you talk to your doctor about it, and you go to a local medical supply store and try a couple of them out, see what works best for you, and let them design something for you that you know is quality and that you could take back to the store.
Yeah, this is huge to me. I did not even know this was going on. This is huge. So, are there any other things that you need to talk to your doctor about when it comes to the medical equipment? If they need it specifically, as far as when people are calling them, do they need to let the doctors know? I mean, are the doctors keeping track of people that are getting these types of scams, I guess is what I'm asking.
So I've seen it sometimes at health fairs. I've also seen, in the middle of the night, when you can't sleep, you turn the TV on, they're right there in the middle of the night. Well, a lot of the seniors will be awake watching these infomercials, and you'll have someone there endorsing it. Well, they're getting paid to endorse these products. Also, the audience that's behind that everybody's nodding, they're getting paid to do this as well. And sometimes who they say is a physician that is endorsing this product may or may not be a physician. Just be leery. If you feel, as Dr. Pam said, if you feel you need this equipment, you need to talk to your physician, your provider, because there has to be a medical need for it. And it needs to be supported with a visit from your doctor. And it may not be that you need it. You may need to just, there may be other options other than a piece of equipment.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's really good information. I really appreciate that because honestly, it just never really occurred to me. So what other types of scams and things like that you think are really important to like cover today?
Well, the latest we've seen medically is the DNA scam, that people go to a health fair or they get contacted to say, don't you want to know if your DNA makes you genetically at an increased risk for cancer or Alzheimer's or diabetes? We'll send you this DNA kit and we'll bill your insurance.
Yeah.
What you don't know is that it might be $10,000 or $20,000 worth of genetic testing that may or may not be covered. Because as you're signing a paper for them, it probably says something like, I assume the risk, if it's not covered by my insurance, to pay this.
In the small print.
Very small print.
Yeah.
Or you have a copay of several $1,000s. And it may or may not be accurate. You know, if you really need to know, am my family prone to breast cancer or colon cancer, there are legitimate DNA testing. But, you know, again, somebody tries to give you something for free.
They're giving you something for free.
Right. I was always taught, it's 10 staffel. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Yeah, there just isn't in life. I mean, you keep trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. So with that said, these DNA tests that people might be interested in, doctors can always do that. That's something that can be done. It can be done properly under your medical insurance, Medicare or whatever. So that can actually be done. You just need to talk to your doctor. But typically those would probably be done, and I'm just spitballing here, under a predisposed. So if you have it in your family, that type of thing. So, you know, you don't want to also like kind of feed into a paranoia, get me tested for everything under the sun, even though no one in my family has ever had this particular type of disease. So it would probably be...
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, because you get people that they want to be tested for everything because they think they're going to avoid, you know, everything or want to find out everything prior to. So I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But fraudulent like products.
This is Janet's late night,
middle of the night infomercial.
Right.
They're out there.
Yeah.
Every type of product that you could ever imagine. It blows my mind. It really does. And, you know, I'll wake up, I'll click the TV on, which, you know, I hope the folks at the Sleep Lab aren't listening to me because that's not what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But, I mean, there's a product for everything.
Yeah.
You know, they can help you sit straighter. They can help you, you know, eat healthier. They can cook the meal faster. They can do everything. You know, sometimes we need some of these products. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, don't buy these things. You know, you don't need them. There are, I mean, it's like, oh my, but you could have Amazon dropping things off at your house daily, or UPS dropping things off, and then your bank account's empty.
Yeah.
But there are products out there, as seen on TV, that you can go to the drugstores and there they are. And
Dirt cheap.
Yep. The quality of them is dirt cheap too.
And I'd like to give you an example that somebody bought a product that was going to lower cholesterol and decrease your arthritis, and it was $50 a month. And when I read the ingredients, it was basically Metamucil and aspirin, and which is so. Yes, fiber, a high fiber diet can help lower your cholesterol. Aspirin can certainly help your arthritis, but you're paying $50 a month because you watch the infomercial.
Right.
And a lot of times, yes, you can get the same products because they play on your fear. Big fear, Alzheimer's, cancer.
Yeah.
Right.
And
those are the two biggies. I mean, it's
Right.
And sometimes they're longer infomercials. I mean, they'll go on for hours.
Right.
And you know,
Right.
it's really sad because we'll have people. I mean, I take in all of our new patient appointments, and people will call, and they want to know about this. They are scared, you know, and they want to know, will this product help me? Well, we're not going to tell them over the phone. We don't know.
yeah.
Well, and it's even on the internet because now they have the long form video where if you click, and clearly it's typically in social media, where you click on the ad and then it takes you to a page where you literally have to listen and you get more stories before you find out the end game. But it sucks you in. And a lot of times celebrities are the ones that are endorsing these products. So you have this odd faith just because it's a celebrity, which I don't really understand. But
Well, and they're getting paid.
they're getting
There was
paid.
a product a few years ago that, you know, that they had a celebrity. It was some type of face cream stuff. $1 million. She was getting paid for this product. And it was like, wow.
Yeah.
I think one of the big things, and we see too, there's full page newspaper ads. Doctors don't want you to know about this product. And the thing is I will say to the person, because they'll say, can I use Good and Brain? Should I take this? Well, what's in it? Well, I don't know. If you read the label, as we talk about, it was loaded with caffeine. So can caffeine make you focus and concentrate better? Sure, we all know that. We all have our little cup of coffee when we were studying. So that's a true statement. But does somebody who's 85 years old with a heart rhythm abnormality and high blood pressure need 2 cups of coffee, essentially?
Right.
But they want to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially in
That's
the
bad.
evening, taking it twice a day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So what are some other, just basically it's medications and these different types of things that, you know, you would get on, you know, you were talking about the midnight things. You think that they target, I think, honestly, some of these products.
Well,
In the middle of the night because they know seniors are awake as well. And I always want to kind of go back because I think to myself at night, or some of these like online or ads as seen on TV. If you go back into the time machine, remember like the Suzanne Summers, you know, the Thigh Master. Didn't
She
work.
still uses it, though.
Well, nobody else does. So all these products that were all these amazing, as seen on TV, they're gone. They don't exist because they were not amazing. And all these diet products that they come out with, because, you know, that is overwhelming as well. They don't work because if they were so amazing, no one would be overweight. Everybody would be doing it, right? Because it's $20 a month, $30 a month, and it makes you skinny. Everybody be going, they'd be climb on board that train. But it really in actuality doesn't really work. So you have to really sit back and think for a minute. If this was so amazing, why would they be selling it at this price on an infomercial? It would be like
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
at 3 o'clock in the morning. You have to sit back and think.
Well, and the latest thing is the anti-aging creams. You know, this $40
Yeah.
bottle will make you look 10 years younger.
Yeah.
Well, all of us want to look younger,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, the anti-aging creams. But you go to any of the drugstores, and there's like rows and rows because none of us want to face that we might be getting older.
Might.
Well,
But that
my
won't kill
gosh.
you. Some of these products that you get. There was a, let's say, male enhancement drug that people were buying from across the world.
Yeah.
And what they didn't know is that it was mixed with a diabetes drug. So people were taking it and passing out with a sugar of 20 or 30
wow.
because
Wow.
it was adulterated.
Wow. Yeah, I think definitely taking any type of prescription type of thing that you got on what I would basically call the black market is a really bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, really bad idea. You're risking your life at that point. Yeah, super bad idea. So tell me a little bit about your award. Did you ever receive your award?
Well, I didn't send for this award.
Okay, so that's good.
Because I recognized it.
Okay.
However, part of why I recognized it is because 25 years ago, I received a similar offer in the mail. We've noticed your achievements, and we want to give you this plaque because you're one of the foremost physicians in the United States.
Right.
And I sent $300, and I never got anything.
You never got your plaque.
So, again, nobody's immune
Yeah.
to getting scams. They keep trying and keep trying. It's a matter of recognizing what you're getting into.
You can frame your letter.
Yes, I could frame
My letter of recognition.
yeah.
Well, you never know. That plaque could have just got lost in the mail.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm sure that would have been their excuse, right? Yeah, you're absolutely right. So what are some last minute thoughts as far as advice on how to avoid, in general, all of these scams in a nutshell to seniors that might be, prone, and kind of what causes them to be prone so that they can kind of recognize those in themselves?
I think loneliness, wanting to be needed, wanting to feel independent.
Right.
I can do this myself. I don't need anybody to help me. And I can handle things on my computer. I can make those phone calls. That impulsiveness, that like you were talking about, they want to be responsible. I want to pay those bills. I want to get things done, and I want to be in control. I want to be trustworthy because they've always been trustworthy. That's the way that they were taught. They're not suspicious. They need to be a little suspicious, a little leery, a little aware of what might be going on. That's the greatest thing that I could I could say in a nutshell is don't trust everything you hear. Don't trust everything you read. I'm not saying be paranoid in life, but be aware in life that everything, if it seems too good, it probably is.
Yeah.
And a couple of thoughts is if you're walking down the street at night and you look and down the alley are some shady characters, you hold your purse really close to you and you try to walk away. You can't recognize the shady characters
Right.
on the internet or over the phone. You have to kind of harden your heart
Yeah.
and
That's
use
sad,
your
right?
brain.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking there's like about the charity scams, they just tug at your heartstrings. You want to send money, and go ahead and send it to a local charity, send it to a respected charity that's established, but don't send to everybody. And that's also what happens.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of say no
Yeah.
and be protective of yourself. And I also was thinking, Janet, a lot of TV shows, especially around Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh, the poor person who works at the local store, and the main character takes them in and takes care of their children, and everything turns out fine. It doesn't always turn out so fine
it
in
doesn't.
real life.
Right. So I think if you have a charity that's near and dear to your heart, if it's St. Jude's or cancer research or any of those things, no matter what it is, it's your money, your charity. Go online, research it, and then you can do it directly to them that way.
Right.
Versus giving it to someone over the phone or in an envelope or anything like that. I think that is really honestly the safest way to make sure that your money that you would like to donate goes directly to the cause that you would like it to go to. I think that's the best
If
way.
you're reaching out to them as opposed to them reaching out to you, keep
Right.
that in mind. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't pull away anything from this, is you reach out to them, not them reaching out to you.
Exactly. Even if someone calls you and tells you this amazing cause and you're super interested, say, that's great. You know what? I'm going to research it and then I will let you know, or I will donate directly. I think just donating directly is probably the best plan. And then you can do that if it's something that piques your interest, maybe something you never heard of before. Like if you get contact about Big Brothers Big Sisters, never thought that was your thing.
Ask for their phone number
Yeah.
and you'll call them back.
Yeah. But I think it's a really great idea to just make that your plan to make sure your money goes in the right
Don't
place.
harden your heart to where that you don't want to be a giver. Don't harden your heart that you are so paranoid that you isolate yourself in your home with the blinds closed and afraid to even stick your nose out. But be aware.
Be a
Right.
good steward
Yeah.
of your money.
Yeah, and I also think that if you're building relationships when you're going to restaurants and you have that same waitress, that's a give and take relationship, and that person that you're building a relationship would really never ask you for money. Even if you get to know that person and the things that are going on in their lives, they also want to know about you. So I think you need to be cognitive of that, where they listen to what's going on in your life and they have a vested interest and empathy for what's going on in your life as well as you do theirs, and they never ask for anything
They
that's
shouldn't ask
financial.
for it. Yeah, they should not ask for money.
Yeah, so I think that's a good point to be made. If you want to make friendships with people, that you're meeting out and about, that's fine. But if they start asking for money, that's a red flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think this is going to wrap up this session. I would love to actually cover this another time. We can maybe even talk about some more things, because this is very interesting, and I think it's super important to our seniors and their caregivers, honestly, as well, to notice some of these things. So thank you, ladies, and we will be back with another episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.